In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the steps you need to follow while accessing online interactive assignment called Active Art. This particular one will be about active transport across the cell membrane. In Google search box, type in phschools.com, school.com. This will take you to Prentice Hall Bridge page. At the bottom right corner, you will see web code. You need to type in CBP 3076 and go. Okay, so this takes us to this active art activity, which is going to be followed by 7 review questions that you need to answer after you're done with the online activity. We're going to go ahead and press on start. Okay, very good. Let's see if we can make the screen larger. Okay. All right, so on the screen you see the cell membrane. Cell membrane is made of phospholipid bilayer, layer 1, layer 2, and it has proteins embedded in between. So cell membrane is semi-permeable. What does that mean? From previous lessons you have learned that semi-permeable means that cell membrane allows certain substances to go in and out of the cell, and also cell membrane's other function is to separate cell from its environment. So let's go ahead and click on the start button and see where it's gonna take us. All right, here's our cell membrane again, and on the left side we could see that water is shown with this molecule Na plus, the yellow circle on K. Na plus stands for sodium and K stands for potassium. We'll also see some food particles, this blob. All right, let's click on molecular transport. And I want you to pay attention that you see on the top outside of the cell, and here it says inside of the cell. And there is the cell membrane that separates inside from outside. So molecular transport, let's go ahead and read right here. In molecular transport, the cell moves material through protein in a cell membrane. These proteins use energy to pump ion or molecules through membrane. One example of molecular transport is a sodium-potassium pump. So this protein is representing that sodium-potassium pump. In order for us to see that, let's lower this down. It says, from the key, drag a sodium ion inside the cell to begin molecular transport. So we're going to drag sodium ion to inside of the cell. Okay, here, and let's see what happens. All right, as you can see, 3 sodium ions have been moved from inside of the cell to outside of the cell, and the 2 purple circles that represented potassium ions are going to move inside of the cell. And this process is going to use lots of energy. That's why it's part of active transport. Okay, another one is endocytosis. Let's take a look at endocytosis. So right here, as you could see, it explains that endocytosis is a process of taking material into the cell. An example of endocytosis is phagocytosis. In phagocytosis, the cell surrounds a particle and packages it within a food vacuole. This form of active transport requires considerable amount of energy. So if you lower this, you can continue reading. Consider energy from the cell. Now drag a food particle to the outside of the cell to begin the phagocytosis. So food particle is going to go to the outside of the cell. Let's try that. You see how a cell membrane surrounds the food and takes that in. Here you saw that. Okay, if you want to repeat that one more time, it probably is possible. Let's try it again. There we go. Very nice. Okay, and the last one is exocytosis. Exo, exit. So let's see. The process of exocytosis removes large amount of material such as water and cellular waste from the cell. Drag a water molecule to the inside of the cell to begin the exocytosis. So the water molecule right here is going to go inside of the cell like that. And as you can see, again, cell membrane is surrounding water and waste molecules and moves it outside of the cell. Okay, so these are the three processes of active transport which require energy. And I think we're done with the interactive part. After you're done with this, you can rewatch it as many times as you want, but once you're done, go ahead and move on to the worksheet. You need to answer all the questions, fill in the blanks, and turn it in once you're done. Thank you very much.